Alright, so here we are, episode 6. We have 50th Street on the 1 line. So we're going to start out on the Uptown side. So I went ahead and built out some of the structure that one of the entrances is actually built into. Now, it's a brown style building. I'm not sure quite what it is. It could be some church or some type of theater, but the station is built into it. So I decided to put these 3. I even started the large one, but I did not have time to finish it before this video was set to be recorded. So you will not be seeing it in this video. Maybe if I finish it, which I likely will, because I don't have plans to do the 50th Street on 8th Avenue yet. Maybe you can see it from there, but not sure, so can't promise that. But that will be my next building. You can see the other one that I was working on over there. So let's start out. So this station has 2 entrances that are built into buildings, but I only built one of the buildings. I still built the other building entrance, just not the complete building that it's part of. So you see it says 50th Street Subway Station, Uptown in the Bronx 1, and it's an only station, so that means on this side you can only go uptown. So you have to cross over for downtown. So I liked this entrance the best, so I picked it to start out. Now, we go down here, we get to the turnstile area. I'm not sure where the booth is, so I didn't put it in. The next time I visit this station in real life, I will put in the booth. So we can get our minecarts here, which I think go here, but the pictures of the station were very incomplete. There was one 360. There were actually 2, but they were in the same spot, so wasn't helpful. I was just able to go off what I had, since I don't use this station very often. So we also have 2 other entrances here, which I find very weird that they're right next to each other like this. So they have the same sort of signs, Uptown in the Bronx 1. Then the other one is just right behind it, right here, which to me is very weird. I think it's some kind of crowd control. I'm assuming that the station has a lot of people that use it, so they went ahead and buffed up this side with 2 more. So you can go back into the system. Now I had to use bricks for this. I do have another texture for sandstone that is a lighter version of bricks, but it wasn't quite light enough, or wasn't quite dark enough. It was a bit too light for this, so I went ahead and used bricks on this station. I'm not sure how well that gives off the look of it, but this one was very difficult to get accurate because of the bricks it had. So here's a sign: entry Uptown in the Bronx only 1, and exit West 50th Street and Broadway. And there's your emergency exit to get out. And you can see the minecart dispensers or Metro card machines are behind the bars. So this station doesn't really have much, actually. It's our first typical local stop in the series. It just says 50, and those are the only entrances. They're in the middle, and they just have these wall designs that say 50 every so often, and these stripes. I do like the pattern on this wall, and you can see down into the tunnel. This is probably one of the less common cases where you don't see the chunk borders down the tunnel. Instead, you actually see darkness because it follows the curve under Broadway. So that is connected to Times Square by the time of this recording, so you just see darkness because it curves off under Broadway to go to Times Square. And let's go this way. So you can see in the middle we have 4 tracks. That's because the station is a local stop, so there's 2 on the side and 2 in the middle, where the 2 and 3 pass through and skip this stop. Here are the announcements. And as a placeholder, I'm using the R160 sound effects, but I'm probably going to add different ones since the R142s have a hum to them that you don't hear on the 160s, and it just sounds too much like an R160, so I'll probably add separate sounds. So the other end doesn't have much, it's just the same design that you see all the way across the rest of the station. And here we just have a stone wall since I didn't pass here. This wall will not be here forever, it's just here as of the time of this recording until I extend to 59th Street, Columbus Circle on the 1, so it's going to be a stone wall for a little bit until I go there. So let's head down, and I used sea lanterns as usual, and I covered them at the top with slabs since they seem to have some border on the top in this station. I noticed a lot of stations have different light setups. So we'll head over to the other side. Since you can't cross over, we have to cross the street. And we'll just go here, and it looks like it's night now. Let's use this one, which I think is one of the coolest in this station as well. It has a lot of nice looking entrances. So we're on 50th and Broadway. You can see the street sign. I was thinking I should put some street lights too, because it is pretty dark. You can see some vents for the station right there built into the street, since the actual platform is not under the sidewalk like many are. It's actually under the road. So this entrance is built into this plaza section. So it says downtown only 1, and you had to use Unicode there so that it would fit, because it's a small one there, not a big one. So this area I just left a stone for now. I think it's some kind of shopping section, or it leads into a building which is very tall, which is right here, but it's not built. I use terracotta for those leaves if anyone's wondering why they're purple, because they're some kind of cherry blossom. But you can go over here, downtown only on the 1, and downtown only, and it tells you how to get to the other side. So for Uptown in the Bronx, use east side of West 50th Street. Then it says 1, arrow down to go in. I like how this entrance kind of feels like it's already in the outside world, even though the station's here, so it feels like you're underground, but you're also outside. So that's cool. It's the same effect that you get for the R&W at the Oculus. So here are the minecarts. I guess I'll just have 2 now. Here's the other entrance, which is also built into a building. So it comes up here, and this one's a little bit wider. And I used paintings over there in the large M's. So there's those. And you can see all the detailing of the signs. 50th Street to 50th Street to South Ferry, 50th Street Subway Station. And okay, so I should have figured that out. So it tells you where the booth is, so I guess I'll show you guys how to build a booth in this video. So 1, okay. So it says the booth is on the other side, which makes sense. So we'll just go down here. And you can see it's the same sort of thing. I should not have cleared my minecart because you guys are going to want to see the commands. So it's down here. I try to keep them as close towards the middle as possible instead of putting them near the entrances, because that leads to one side being very close to stopping right near the tunnel. So I usually put them near the middle, but you can see right there are the announcements, and I'll go to the other side and show you guys how to build a booth, since I just figured out where it goes. Exit Paramount Plaza. So it would make sense, based off that sign, that the booth goes here. And on the left side of the screen you can see 53rd Street, 7th Avenue, over there. Or 7th Avenue, 53rd Street is the correct way to say it. So you're going to want your concrete. Now, I usually use a variety of blocks. Then your glass, and I'll try to center it as much as possible. Okay, that's the wrong type. I'm not the best with these, but they are part of the system, so they have to be built. And I'll usually change out the floor for concrete. Alright, and then I would change out the wall. Like that. And there's usually some type of accent colors. Like that. And that is my booth design. Now, depending on discretion, I will leave the glass opened or covered, and in this case I'm going to leave it opened, and I'm going to put a villager in there, and then I'm going to put an oak sign since I have them as invisible, and it's going to say 50th Street. As those do. And that's how you build a booth. Well, that's how I build them. I wouldn't say that they're the best, but it's just how I do them. And that's 50th Street Station on the one. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll just go outside here and end it off there. Not sure which video is going to be next. I did have some good amount of progress on 5th Avenue, 53rd Street. So that could be next. Depends what I get done tomorrow. And it could also be Rockefeller Center if I get around to that one. I will see you guys later. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Peace.